Hi, we have completed the first chapter of Module 1, that is Introduction to the Software Engineering Processes. Now we are going to move on to the second chapter of the module, that is Software Processes. The objectives of this chapter is to introduce you to the idea of what a software process is. It is nothing but a coherent set of activities required for software production. At the end of this chapter, you are going to understand the concepts of software processes and software process models. You also would be introduced to the three generic software process models, and you will also get an idea of when you must use them. You will also know about the fundamental process activities of software, the requirements engineering, the software development, the testing, and the evolution. So let's begin. First of all, what is a software process? A software process is a set of related activities that lead to the production of a software product. I think we have seen the basic definitions of each of these activities. These activities may involve the development of software from scratch, or they may just extend or modify existing systems by configuring and integrating off the shelf software or software components. On my slide, you can also see the basic activities of a software process. We have already seen the definition of these activities in chapter 1. Let's revise them, and also we will be learning in depth what each of these activities mean and what are the different sub-activities within these main activities. So there are many different software processes, but almost all of them include these four activities that are fundamental to software engineering. The first activity, software specification. So in this activity, the functionality of the software and constraints on its operations must be defined. The second activity, software design and implementation. The software has to meet the specification that must be produced. The third one, software validation. Here, the software is validated to ensure that it does what the customer wants it to do and what is specified in the software specification, the first activity. And the last activity is software evolution, where the software will evolve or is modified to meet changing customer requirements. In some form, all these activities are part of all software processes. In practice, of course, these are complex activities in themselves, and each of these four activities will definitely include sub activities such as, say, requirements validation, which is not specified here, or say architectural design, which is again not specified here, unit testing, system testing, integration testing, and so on. Along with these, there are also supporting process activities such as documentation, software configuration management, and so on. Along with these activities, the process descriptions may also include these three items. The first one, products. Products are the outcomes of a process activity. For example, the outcome of the activity of architectural design may be a model of the software architecture. The second one, roles. Roles reflect responsibilities of people involved in the process and the process activities. Examples of roles include project manager, config manager, programmer, etc. The third one, pre and post conditions. Pre and post conditions are statements that are true before and after a process activity has been enacted or a product is produced. For example, before the architectural design begins, a precondition may be that all requirements have been approved by the customer. And after this activity is finished, a post condition might be that a UNL model described the architecture has been reviewed. Software processes are categorized as either plan driven or agile processes. Plan driven processes are the processes where all process activities are planned in advance and progress is measured against this plan. It's a very systematic approach, a concrete approach where things are known thoroughly and finalized in advance, and a concrete plan is made, and every activity is done in accordance to the plan. Not just that, is verified against the plan. In the second category, the agile process, planning is incremental and it is easier to change the process to reflect changing customer requirements. So, in agile, even though a certain amount of planning is done initially, this plan is subject to change according to changing requirements of the customer or any new functionality that needs to be added. Each approach is suitable for different types of software. Generally, we need to find a balance between both these approaches, that is, a plan driven software process or an agile software process. Although there is no ideal software process, there is scope for improving the software process in any organization. Processes may include outdated techniques or they may not take advantage of the best practices in industrial software engineering. So many organizations still do not take advantage of software engineering methods in software development. So there's always scope for improvement in an organization. Now, how do we improve software processes? You may improve software processes by means of process standardization, where the diversity in software processes across an organization is reduced. That is, throughout the organization, a standard process template is put in place and everyone adheres to this standard. This leads to improved communication, reduction in training time because your template is set and all you have to do is adhere to that template, and it makes automated software support more economical. Standardization is also an important first step in introducing new software engineering methods and techniques and good software engineering practices. So, this is just an introduction of what we will learn in depth in this chapter. In the further lecture videos, we are going to look at various generic process development models. Not just that, the four activities which we have been defining and listing in chapter 1 and the beginning of this chapter are going to be taken up in detail with all roles, responsibilities, and sub activities. Thank you.